This is the MrSan44Man Detroit Raw Show on YouTube, a PIE Productions. And now, your host, MrSan44Man.
What's up, world? It's your man, MrSan44Man, seen in 80-plus countries around the world. We got breaking news going on, y'all. Boston is under attack. There's been 2 bombings, and they also discovered another bomb. 2 dead, 23 injured. There may be more. Stand by. I know some of you might not be into the TV, and you do get your news through MrSan44Man and my news reports and the things that I do to let you know and keep you in the loop. Right now, we're looking Boston, Massachusetts. 2 people have been killed, 23 injured. There may be more. This report has just happened about an hour ago. I'm right here in Ohio trying to get the news reports from my people out there in Boston and try to find out if I can get it to you, the citizens. Right now, Boston under terrorist attack. 2 have been killed, 23 injured. Another bomb has been found. I'll get back to you with the rest of the story. It's your man, MrSan44Man.
From years of reporting here, we always say every year that the medical tent, what you see behind me here on my right, way down there on Stewart Street, right in front of the Fairmont Copley Plaza, that becomes the largest ER in the city every year on this one day. They prepare to take care of more than 1,000 runners. So there are more emergency beds in that tent than there are in any of the other hospitals in Boston combined. And today, very sadly, this tent has been used for a very unexpected and horrible tragedy. But as we've said over and over again, just moments after this explosion happened, the first one, response was immediate. I want to recap for you again what we saw, because we actually saw the explosions from our vantage point. We were in the truck, we heard the first one, we saw smoke coming out, and at first we thought it was perhaps some kind of cannon that was celebrating this marathon and not something that was devastating. We're running this video now that was taken by my colleague Don Nelson, who was manned on the bridge over the finish line. You see that bridge that they build every year in order to get all the runners coming across, that overhead view of the runners. He caught that explosion, and again, from eyewitness accounts, they saw 2 packages or bags, as someone described to me, against the building near 671 Boylston Street. That's a little bit more than halfway down the block from Dartmouth towards Exeter on the Newbury Street side. Again, those 2 explosions happened very, very close together. And then a little while after, another eyewitness who was frantically running in the other direction told me that he felt that he had heard that other devices had been found. That was something I could not really report initially since this was unconfirmed. But then we heard that 3rd explosion that was later confirmed to be a controlled explosion. And indeed, that was another device that was found.
Commissioner Davis will take all of us through the information that we have, and then I'll come back and talk about some of the things and ways in which we're going to ask people to help us help you this afternoon. So let me turn it over now to Ed Davis, Commissioner of Police here in Boston.
Thank you, Governor. At 2:50 p.m. today, there were simultaneous explosions that occurred along the route of the Boston Marathon near the finish line. These explosions occurred 50 to 100 yards apart, and each scene resulted in multiple casualties. At this point in time, all of the victims have been removed from the scene. We have sent officers to hospitals to be in touch with family members and possible witnesses. We immediately activated a system of response that the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and the federal government has in place for these type of incidents. My first 2 calls were to the Special Agent in charge of the FBI and to the Colonel of the State Police. 2 of them occurred simultaneously on Boylston Street, and the 3rd one occurred at JFK about a half hour ago. People should be calm, but they should understand this is an ongoing event, and they should understand that we need all the information that we can get available to us. Thank you. An explosion that occurred at the JFK Library. So this is very much an ongoing event at this point in time. We are not certain that these incidents are related, but we are treating them as if they are. We're recommending to people that they stay home, that if they're in hotels in the area, that they return to their rooms, and that they don't go anyplace and congregate in large crowds. We want to make sure we completely stabilize the situation. We are setting up 2 telephone numbers that are very important. The first one is for families of victims and people who are trying to locate people. That number is 617-635-4500. That is the mayor's hotline. The second number, if anyone saw anything at this incident, if anybody knows of any information that could lead to the arrest and prosecution of the individual responsible for this, they should call us at 1-800-494-TIPS. That's 1-800-494-TIPS. That line will be staffed up tonight, along with the FBI and the state police. We are working with the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. We have a general here from the Massachusetts National Guard who has assisted in securing the perimeter. And we have additional assets from other agencies who are volunteering to assist us. After this incident occurred, there was certainly a lot of people who were running from the scene. Some of them deposited bags and parcels that they were carrying. Each one of those bags and parcels being treated as a suspicious device at this point in time. We have multiple EOD teams that are checking each one of these bags. But at this point, we have not found another device. The 3 incidents that have
about half an hour ago, who assured us that we would have full cooperation with the FBI, and SAC is here, and the ATF, who are also on the ground. We have, as the Commissioner said, the State Police, the National Guard, fully deployed. We thank them for their assistance. The Fire Marshal, the City Fire Marshal is here as well. So a lot of coordination in a very fluid situation. We are asking that people stay out of crowds and calmly make their way home, or if they're visiting, back to their hotels. All of the hotels' security will be prioritized at the outset. Again, if people have information, please use those tip lines. This is very, very important that we get as current information as we can, as quickly as possible.
You've just been watching the MrSan44Man Detroit Raw Show, only on YouTube, a PIE Productions.